Welcome to the second trimester. Okay, dancing aside, welcome to the second trimester. I am about 26 weeks now, so I'm getting right at the end of the second trimester. Some people say 26 is the third. Some people say the 28 weeks is the third. I'm gonna go with 28 weeks because I'm not quite ready to call myself as in the third trimester just yet. That's kind of like closer to the end. So I'm gonna go with, I'm in the second trimester, but I'm coming to the end. Anyhow, I thought today I would do a video to let you know all the little juicy bits of information that you might look forward to when you are in the second trimester. There are quite a lot of things to cover, so I have got my trusty notepad here where I've written everything down. I'm going to try and power through them as quick as I can, but you know, without losing too much detail. It might be a bit of a long video, so maybe get yourself a cuppa and a few bickies, get cozy, and hopefully I won't miss anything out. And yeah, hopefully I will cover as many things as I possibly can, but you know, I am going to keep it very honest and real and put in a few little bits that maybe that I was not aware of. You know, there are some things that people just don't tell you that can happen when you are pregnant. Some things you will probably have heard before, and this is obviously my experience. Every woman has a different experience when she is pregnant, so don't take this as Bible. This is just my honest experience on how I found my second trimester. So without any more waffling for the introduction, I'm going to get on with all I have to say because there's quite a lot to get through. So you may notice on my arms, I'm covered in puncture wounds. Well, not covered, I have three today. I've just been this morning for my gestational diabetes blood test, and to be honest, most women will tell you the worst. They fill you up with all this like, oh, it's the worst test ever. It's really, you know, sickly, and you know, you feel really faint and you feel really hungry. So I was expecting the worst today when I went, but to be honest, it wasn't that bad. I'm gonna be honest, it's not that bad. Yes, you have to fast overnight, so you do the test first thing in the morning, and on an empty stomach, you can have a little bit of water, but no food. And I'm not very good when it comes to blood tests. I'm not great with needles. I have fainted and vomited when having a blood test before, so I have to lie down. And I was informed if I vomited, the test would be stopped and repeated another day. And I really did not want to go through another day of blood tests and like working myself up to it. So I thought, I have to power through this. I've got to get through it. It's got to happen today. I don't want to do it again. And it was fine. They took about four, I don't even know what you call them, but 4 amounts of blood for the first test, and then they gave me a drink, which is really like a smaller version of a like plastic water bottle, and that has got a very sickly sweet water to drink, and you have a certain time frame to drink it, which is about 5 to 10 minutes. They time it, and the first sip was obviously the worst, and the more you drink it, it's like does make you kind of retch a bit. But it got to the point where there was about 3 minutes to go, and I had to just like scull it as fast as I could, thinking I need to drink this. And yeah, then you drink that, and then you have to wait for an hour before they take another syringe, that's the word I'm looking for, another syringe of blood, and then an hour later they take another syringe of blood, and then all done. To be honest, as much as the drink was really sickly sweet and a bit hard to, you know, get down within the 5 to 10 minutes, I kind of got a bit of a second wind from it because I was obviously hungry, especially just after doing the first blood tests. I was starving, and it kind of pepped me up a little bit. It must have been from all the sugar in it, but yeah, I kind of felt okay. So it's done. It's not as bad as people make out. If you struggle with blood tests like I do, lie down and you should be fine. I've got through it. Anybody can get through it because I am the worst. So my little battle wounds for the day, but done that. I can tick that off my list. Fingers crossed it all comes back good. And I don't have gestational diabetes. We will see. Okay, so let's talk possibly the worst thing I've had to deal with in the second trimester, and that is leg cramps. And I know I'm not the only one. I've heard many other mothers tell me they suffered the same. The leg cramps are a killer. You really get them around, well, when you're in bed, so during the night. I tend to get them sort of like really early morning, and yes, if I'm lying in bed and you know you're half asleep and you just feel like stretching, I cannot even slightly try and attempt to stretch my leg, or even if I lie my leg in even just what would be considered a normal position, but just if I twist it in a funny or a different position from what I've been laid in, that's it. The leg cramp, it comes and you get them in your calf, and those are the worst. The pain, the tension. I literally bolt out of the bed and I'm in agony, and I don't really know, like, it's that much, there's that much pain. I don't even know how to like stretch it properly because I'm just almost in tears. So yes, the leg cramps, they are intense. And all I can say is what helps me is to stretch the muscles every day. And even when I'm stretching my muscles every day, I can feel so much tightness in my muscles, even stretching them every day. And another thing that helps is a magnesium supplement, because magnesium is really good for muscle cramps. Other than that, I don't think they're going to go away. They're probably going to become more frequent as I get bigger towards the end, so I've been informed. So it is one thing you just have to try and, you know, help really by stretching and taking a magnesium supplement. But yes, the pain is intense. Next thing that I was not aware of is discharge. There is going to be a fair amount of discharge every single day. So you need to arm yourself with panty liners and change them several times a day. Don't be alarmed. At first, when I got the discharge, I thought, oh my God, have I got thrush? Have I got an infection? And so I took myself off to the doctor to get checked out. It's all normal, but you can expect to get a lot of discharge when you are pregnant every day. So go stock up on panty liners. Make sure you've got a few with you during the day to keep changing them, to keep freshening up, because sometimes it's like, holy moly, that's a lot of discharge. But you know, it's all part of pregnancy. It's perfectly normal. It's just keeping it clean down there. But yes, it's definitely a surprise that I was not prepared for. Oh, the joys. Oh, the joys. Indigestion, heartburn, reflux. That's another thing that's been popping up lately. Luckily, I have not suffered too bad. I know women that have had it constantly, but I've only had it a few times, and when I have had it, it is the pits. It's that real knot of like burning that I kind of get right here between my boobs, sitting in my chest, and like you can feel the acid burn in your stomach. Generally, when I've had it, it's only lasted a couple of days and then it's gone, and I do try to keep a bit of a diary as to what I have had to eat the day before to see if there's any similar trigger factors or trigger foods that could be causing it. One thing I notice is hummus. Now, hummus I could not get enough of in the first trimester, and in the second trimester, the minute I put my little cracker into the hummus and it goes into my mouth, I can feel it instantly. Like, oof, it's not a good feeling, and I know that I don't know what it is about hummus, because really it's just chickpeas, right? But it does not agree with me at all. So yes, keep an eye on what you eat, and yeah, just arm yourself with Mylanta or Rennie's or whatever it is that you can take for heartburn. Obviously check with doctor first that you're okay to take those over-the-counter remedies for heartburn or indigestion, but just a lovely, pleasant thing to look forward to. Sometimes you can feel a bit sickly from it, but yes, it's another common thing that occurs, and luckily I've only had it a few times, and hopefully there won't be too many more times either, but just another thing to look forward to while you're pregnant. Another thing that I've heard is common during pregnancy, and I have got it too, is a rash on my face. Now, I did get this in the first trimester. It started to break out just here on my lower lip and sort of chin area, and I took myself off to the chemist at first to see if there's anything they could give me to help, and they gave me like an over-the-counter, like a mild cream for, like, I don't know, skin eczema or something. I'm not exactly sure, but it does help, but it doesn't get rid of it. And to be honest, I'm a little bit scared about, you know, using too many harsh things on the skin, because they do warn you, you know, things like retinol and that you can't be using on your skin when you're pregnant. So I guess, like the lady behind the counter said to me, it's just a pregnancy related symptom. You kind of just have to persevere and put up with it, and it should go away after pregnancy. It doesn't bother me that much. Sometimes it is worse than others. I can wake up some days and it's really bumpy, and other days it's not too bad. Today it's a bit dry and flaky, not great with the makeup. I noticed that if I do put fake tan on my face at night, if I want to look a bit browner, the fake tan just like clogs that patch and sits in the rash, but it does wash off okay. But yes, facial rashes, great. But to be honest, I'm pretty lucky because I haven't had any acne, and I haven't had any skin melasma or pigmentation from the pregnancy as of yet. Fingers crossed I won't. So if the rash is the worst thing I could have so far on my face from pregnancy, then it's all good really. It's not that bad. But yes, the skin conditions you get to look forward to when you're pregnant. Another thing that I've had since being pregnant, and it did start in the first trimester, is my sinuses. Now, I do get quite bad sinus, especially if I eat cow's dairy, because I do have an intolerance or allergy to that. But during pregnancy, I have these random days where you just can't pick it, but I can wake up one day and that's it. My sinuses have said, today's the day, we're just going to be constantly sneezing, constant runny nose, and you're going to suffer all day. And then I'll go to bed, wake up the next day, gone, feel fine and normal. But it's usually a long day of sinus issues. So a lot of tissues, yeah. But again, I think it's something to do with the blood flow, like increase in blood flow in the body or something that can cause sinuses. So it's not just people with allergies. It's kind of common, I believe, for every pregnant woman to suffer some kind of bad sinus at some point, but don't be alarmed. It will pass. It will pass. Just get a lot of tissues and it will pass. Shortness of breath. Yeah, shortness of breath. I'm kind of out of breath now. I am trying to talk quickly because I don't want to make the video too long. I'm very conscious of that fact. But yeah, shortness of breath and heart racing is another thing that I've had quite frequently. Actually, no, probably a daily occurrence. I can just even be sitting on my sofa watching TV and all of a sudden my heart is like racing. I feel it racing, and it'll race for like a little while and it'll calm down. And the shortness of breath, yes, I find that if I have to climb the stairs to somewhere, I'm out of breath And I'm thinking, wow, I don't think I'm really this unfit, but just a pregnancy symptom. And yeah, even now, just trying to talk, like trying to talk quickly, I'm like, whoa, I'm getting out of breath. So yeah, those are just two things that you will notice and think, whoa, what's going on? I'm not that unfit, but yeah, it's just pregnancy, just pregnancy. Energy levels, overall, I have been pretty good. I didn't even really get overly tired in the first trimester. Some people do get really bad fatigue. Second trimester, I've been pretty good, and to be honest, I have been going to bed really, really late, hence these like really tired eyes. Not ideal. I know I'm pregnant. I should be going to bed earlier and getting all the sleep I can, but I've been a little bit slack lately. And considering that, I haven't had a lot of sleep. I'm still been feeling okay. I do have random, like I had a couple of days last week where I did feel extremely tired and I felt run down, like maybe I'd come down with a cold. But I did also get the flu vaccine, so I'm not sure if maybe that was just a side effect from that. But yes, I've been feeling pretty good overall, so I can't really complain about my fatigue. But some days, yes, I do suffer low energy. But obviously the baby is just taking my nutrients. He's trying to grow, you know, big and strong in there. So, you know, you're gonna have those days where you just feel a little bit like weak. So I guess you just have to sort of think, okay, as much as I'd love to be doing this today, I really need to rest and just get some, you know, sleep and recuperation. So yes, you're gonna have those days. Just listen to your body. It's gonna tell you what it wants. And some days you just have to go with it. Yeah. But overall, generally pretty good. So yay. We shall see. I'm sure that as I go into the third trimester, I've heard you get very tired as you get bigger. So I'm just going to enjoy the extra energy for now and run with it, basically. Here's one thing again you probably heard of, that you suffer in your second trimester or just pregnancy in general. Constipation. Oh, the joys of constipation. Now, I am generally a person that does not have a problem with going to the toilet. I'm usually quite regular, but yeah, in pregnancy, OMG. And I eat a fair amount of fiber every day, and I've even upped it. But can I tell you, it is literally, I'm just going to close the book to demonstrate, don't want to flash my pants, but right down here, like low down in obviously your abdomen area, it is like it just contracts so tight, goes incredibly like rock hard, and the pain is next level. I feel like this is just prepping me for contractions and labor. But yeah, the constipation, if not daily, every second day, but definitely multiple times a week, you will get it, and it is excruciatingly painful. Like I said, I've never suffered constipation in my, well, much in my life before, and never to this level. So yeah, one thing that has probably been the biggest like, whoa, what is this, is constipation. Yeah, so all I can say is drink plenty of water, up the fiber, and you're probably still going to suffer it, but just got to deal with it, basically. Just got to deal with it. Okay, after that talk about bowel movements, let's move on to something a little bit different, and that is, I don't know about anybody else who's been pregnant, but my nails in pregnancy are shocking, like shocking. Just dry, flaking, peeling, breaking, splitting, you name it. I cannot seem to get them right. And just as I think, oh, my nails are growing a bit, bang, broken nail. And the dryness, this nail, the thumbnail on this finger, don't know what it is about this particular nail, but the worst. It is the worst. Cannot seem to make it look anywhere near presentable. Just looks dry, scabby. It broke so low down last week, I just had to cut it. I was trying to avoid cutting it, but it got to the point where I thought, it's gotta come off. But yes, even putting nail polish on to try and cover up the ugliness of them just makes it worse, just really drying them out even more. So maybe the baby is just taking all the nutrients that my nails need, but my nails have been ugly as ugly. Yeah. And so if anyone mentions getting a manicure, I'm like, what are these things? Ugh, what's the point? They're just ugly. I don't know. I don't know if that's maybe just generally me, the baby taking nutrients, or a pregnancy symptom, but my nails are ugly. Yeah. I'm just riding it out for now, thinking 3 more months, hopefully they'll pick up and look better in time for Christmas when the baby comes. Yeah, I don't have nice nails at the moment. Can't avoid it. I don't know what to do. I've tried oil, I've tried moisturizer, I've even tried lip balm and Vaseline, and nothing is fixing my ugly nails. So if anybody has any recommendations on how to have nice nails during pregnancy, I'm open to those tips. Please send them in the comments below, because they need a bit of help and they need some love. I don't know what to do. Moving on from the nails, let's talk about the hair. The hair. So I have very thin, fine hair, as you can tell. I have battled with my hair for many years. It does shed, probably more than it should do. And I have a very thin front, which I have been trying to grow back. I have been to see a trichologist. I have done blood tests for it, which is a whole other subject I will discuss another day. But one thing that I was really a little bit concerned about being pregnant was the hair loss, because I know post-pregnancy, around 4 months or so post-pregnancy, there is a, you know, abnormal amount of shedding. I know it's all part of the process. I know that when you're pregnant, your hair does not go through its natural, normal shedding process. And so your body's kind of holding on to the hair. Therefore, when you come post-pregnancy, all that hair that you should have shedded all seems to come out at once. So it's not really that you're shedding more hair, you're just shedding the hair that you haven't shed when you're pregnant, if that makes sense. But given the fact that I have already got very thin hair that's very fine, and I lose a lot normally anyway, I'm a bit stressed. I'm a bit stressed that when I get to that mark post-pregnancy, those months, that I'm going to be bald. It is a bit of a concern. I'm a bit scared. I have been losing less hair lately. I've definitely noticed in the shower when I wash my hair, there is very minimal coming out. And around the hairline, I can see lots of new baby hairs coming through. So maybe I'm getting the pregnancy lush hair. I don't think it's gonna have enough time to grow so luscious, because it's probably gonna fall out by that time. But yeah, the hair fallout is definitely less. But I wouldn't say my hair is overly amazing at the moment. But definitely less hair fallout. So we're just gonna run with it and see. Let's see how it goes. I am a bit stressed. I am a bit stressed. I'm trying not to stress too much because I just don't want to, make it worse. But well, yeah. Oh dear. Okay, let's talk moisturizing the bump. So I moisturize twice a day, morning and night. And I started at first by using the bio oil because it is probably one of the most recommended stretch mark creams or oils for pregnancy, but it actually brought me out in a rash. So I had to stop using it. And out there on the market, there are so many options at different price points. And I guess when it comes to picking a moisturizer or an oil to keep the skin nice and supple to help avoid or reduce the stretch marks, you really need to just either ask other mums what they used, or go off recommendations and reviews online, or go off something for your skin type or your price point, because there is something for everything there. I have been using, after the bio oil, Palmer's cocoa butter, and I sort of alternate between the massage for stretch mark cream and the massage oil for stretch marks. These are both particularly for pregnancy stretch marks. They both have collagen, elastin, and oil. Now this one, they've got three different oils in, argan oil, I can't even pronounce those two, so I'm not going to attempt, and shea butter. And honestly, I have been pretty happy with these. My skin on my belly is really nice and soft and smooth. There's no stretch marks at the moment, except that one sort of line that you can sort of get from down here to the belly button. Very, very faint. It is very faint, but it's there. Not everybody gets it. I believe that line is something to do with the melanin in your skin. Darker people or darker skinned people tend to get that more than fairer skinned people, because you have that more melanin in your skin. Like I said, mine's very faint, and so far I've been very happy with the results of these. I've been finding that I don't have any stretch marks yet. I know I've got a lot of growth to go, but yes, pretty happy with these. And again, these are affordable. You can buy them from the drugstore. So yes, like I said, it's just kind of trial and error and recommendations really. But all I can say is moisturize it at least twice a day to keep that skin super, super soft. It will really help. Now, back in the first trimester, I would say when I was starting to grow, I really noticed those kind of like cramps down in the lower abdomen area. And I think that was just like the uterus, you know, stretching a little bit. But as I've been in the second trimester, I haven't really noticed the cramping down there when I've been you know, like going through a growth spurt. I've noticed it more here on like the top and the sides, and you really, I don't know, maybe like once a week or so, maybe like once a week, once every week and a half, you will notice like this pulling, tight feeling. It's like really tight, kind of like pulling and stretching, and it happens like all around like the sides here. And I know at that point, okay, I'm going through a stretch phase. I'm going through a growth stage, and yes, that's the time to really pack on the moisturizer and the oil, because you know you're growing at that point. And yeah, today's a good day. There's no feeling of tightness or stretching, but I know that the past, I don't know, a few days ago, towards like the end of last week, I really did notice it, and you can feel like, oh, yeah, that real tightness. It's a bit uncomfortable. It is a bit uncomfortable, but like I said, it only lasts for a few days, and then generally you sort of get past that. Sorry, the camera just went off then. I think it just timed out. Not exactly sure where I got up to, but I know I was talking about the belly stretching. Yes, it only lasts a few days, and then generally you will get past it, and you know that you're going through a growth stage, so slap, slap, slap on that moisturizer. But yes, the most common thing I would say is my belly button gets really tender. It's a little bit bruised and purple looking, just ever so slightly. When you look at it, you can see there's that kind of like shadow of purple bruising as it's gone really flat, and now it's just starting to get that like little spongy, outy look. But yes, it's very tender, and sometimes, some days it's more tender than others. If anybody like so much as like touches it, it feels like someone is shoving their finger through my stomach. It's a horrible feeling, but yeah, it gets quite tender. It does get quite tender. So I don't know, it's weird. I think that bit, the belly button is the one bit where you really see the stretching and the pulling, and that's definitely the area to really focus some of that moisturizer or oil on to really help it as it's, you know, flattening out. But yeah, it's also weird, like sometimes my belly can be really flat and other days it can have like the belly button can dip and it looks a bit of an odd shape. But yeah, it's all just normal, I guess. And it's very interesting to watch, that's for sure, how your body adapts and changes very quickly. Very quickly. Okay, let's talk cravings. To be honest, I have not had any cravings. I don't know if I should have had them by now, if they're going to come in the 3rd trimester. Not sure, but I haven't had any cravings. Maybe back in the very, very early start of the 1st trimester, when I first found out I was pregnant, I would have cravings for very bland, salty food. But that was really just to help with the nausea. But in this 2nd trimester, I can honestly say my diet is exactly the same as pre-pregnancy. I'm not craving any foods. I'm not gorging on any like salty or sugary foods. I literally eat pretty much the same. I'm not even eating any extra food, which I find very weird. All I can say is I get hungry, and when I'm hungry, I have to eat. So when I first wake up in the morning, I'm hungry, I need food. And generally, I'm very time poor in the morning. I've got to get to work, and I just literally have Wheat Bix and strawberries or blueberries just to fill my little belly up before I hit the road for the day. And once I've sort of had that, I'm okay. Then mid-morning I have a banana because I'm hungry mid-morning, and then come lunchtime I'm starving, like starving, and come 12 o'clock I need to eat. Like he starts like kicking frantically away in there, and I know with those hunger pains, like, okay, I've got to eat. So it's, in the past, like pre-pregnancy, you might think, oh yeah, I'm hungry, I'll eat my lunch, I'll eat it soon. There's no I'll eat it soon, it's I need to eat it now. So that's what I would say, as opposed to cravings, it's the need to eat like at a certain time, or like now, instantly. And then once I've kind of had my lunch, I've been fine all afternoon. I generally don't even have a snack in the afternoon. I'm kind of okay, but come like 6, 7 o'clock, then I'm getting hungry again and I want dinner. And then after dinner, I might have like a little bit of chocolate, but that's kind of it really. And to be honest, when I've been back to my doctor, I go for my monthly appointments, and every time I've been, he has weighed me. As he describes it, I have put on textbook weight gain. So in other words, I'm not, you know, under eating or overeating. I'm just kind of textbook. And considering that I haven't really been eating any more food than what I normally do, I've been very consistently putting on 2 kilos every month. So every time I go to see him for my monthly appointment, I've put on 2 kilos. I think overall so far I've put on about 6 or just over 6, maybe 8 kilos. Yes, so I'm thinking, well, it's all belly, it's all here, because I am still very small framed and my legs are still stick legs, as everybody likes to point out to me. Look how skinny your legs are. I'm like, I know, which probably makes my bump look bigger than it, you know, is, or makes it look bigger, I don't know. The fact that I'm still quite small framed, and like from the back you wouldn't even be able to tell. It's all just here, so that's where all the weight is. And I think obviously there's a lot of it is just fluid as well. So yes, that's what I would say. I haven't really suffered cravings. I've suffered the need to eat at certain times of the day. And I know my routine and I know my pattern and I know when I need to eat. And I'm prepared. I have the food, I'm prepared to eat when I need to. Okay, let's talk about water retention, aka cankles or swollen ankles. Today, the cankles are pretty bad actually, because when I went for my blood tests, This morning I just had on some gym clothes and my trainers. Pardon, I had an itch. And yeah, by the time I got home, don't know if it was the leggings or the trainers, but I had the biggest cankles I've ever had. There were like 2 boiled eggs on the side of my stick legs, and they're still looking really swollen now. So not sure what that was, but yeah, there have been times, and I notice that if I have had some tight clothing on, like my jeans have been too tight, or my shoes have been too tight, or I've been sitting down for too long and not getting up and having a walk around, because you know, when you sit in an office at a computer all day, it's very easy just to sit there and think, I just want to get through this bit of work before I go to the bathroom or, you know, get up for a walk. And I find that by not moving around enough, like getting up and moving around and wearing tight clothing, those are the days when I notice the fluid retention in my ankles. But on days like today, where I would just wear like a dress, something that's stretchy and more comfortable, and I have more movement throughout the day, my ankles are fine. So don't be alarmed, because when I first had cankles, I was like, oh my God, I've got cankles already. I'm like not even like, you know, big yet. But then I went to bed, woke up the next day and they were gone. So don't be too concerned, you know, if you get them one day and they take a while to go down, they might fluctuate. That's how I've found mine. They fluctuate. Some days I've got them, some days I don't. But it's just the joys. I know it's another common, you know, side effect of pregnancy. I'm not sure how I'm going to get on in the next few months over winter, when I want to wear boots on my feet to keep them warm. I don't know. If they're already swelling with a pair of, you know, gym trainers or sneakers, how am I going to get the boots on my feet in winter? So let's talk about feeling those butterfly flutters, as they're called. Well, that's not exactly how I would call them. It was probably around about the 15-week mark that I noticed some kind of feeling. I wouldn't call it like flutters. It was a very, very strange feeling at first. All I can explain it as is like, imagine like a soft drink or a carbonated water or something gassy, you know, it has the bubbles. That's how it felt inside. It was like bubble movements inside, and very subtle, but enough to sort of make you go, oh, what was that? That was weird. And I know that I have, from reading the baby book, that some women do mistake it for maybe trap wind, those, you know, those little bubbles. But you quickly do realize that, oh no, that's the butterfly flutters, moving around in there, and gradually, week by week, they get more frequent and stronger. And now the past few weeks, they've definitely becoming so much stronger. Like you actually feel full on kicks and flips, like the movement. He's very quiet now. He's been very quiet today actually, but that probably means that tomorrow he's going to be very active, because he is normally very active. And then I'll go through like a day where he's very quiet and then it starts again. But normally he sort of sits sort of like, I think he like kicks right here, and there can be days where it will just be like this constant hammering in one spot, kicking away. On the weekend that's just been, he seemed to have moved. He was really low, and I kept feeling all day like I just needed to just sit on the toilet and have a wee all the time. It was like he just dropped right down, and he was kicking so low into my bladder. There were times when he was even like kicking, and it literally felt like his foot was coming out my vagina, like the weird sensation you get from where they kick. If he kicks behind my belly button, again, it feels like someone's like trying to push their finger through my belly button. It is, ugh. So the fact that he kicks here usually, I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, but on the weekend when he was kicking so low, I'm thinking, how can I make him move? Should I do a handstand or a headstand? I just need him to flip back where he was, because this is really uncomfortable. So yeah, those kicks, they really do take you by surprise. You can be sitting, you know, quite quietly doing your work, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a kick. And it's like, whoa. And I would say around about 22 weeks is when I actually looked down at my belly one night and I could see it like moving. And it's quite freaky. It is quite freaky. I find that if I'm like, even if I'm lying in bed or I put my hand on it, it kind of weirds me out a bit. I know that there's a mini human in there, and he's just, you know, he's just him kicking away, having a bit of fun, but it is a strange feeling. I'm not gonna lie, it's a strange feeling, and I haven't quite, I suppose, got my head around it. It does take some getting used to, but yeah, it's definitely a feeling that, I don't know, it's very hard to explain, and it's, you know, it's very interesting to feel, that's for sure. Very interesting to feel. Like, I guess people tell you about it, but once you actually start feeling it for yourself, it's like, ooh, okay. And yeah, sometimes when he's just very active all day, your tummy can get a bit sore, and it's like, please, please, can you just have a rest? Have a rest, because I need a rest, and my tummy's a bit sore. But anyway, he's obviously very happy in there, and yeah, it's definitely a different thing to experience in life. Dressing the bump. Well, this is definitely a new challenge, dressing every day. And all I can say is the stretch bodycon dresses are gonna be your new best friend. I have never worn them so much in my life as I have the past few months. That and leggings. Leggings are just great. I would say that I've bought some maternity leggings, and I just got some from Target, which were $12, very super affordable. And they do come up over the bump. Now, obviously there are different fits. I also bought some from ASOS, and the fit between the two are very different. One set of leggings is very loose at the top, whereas the other one fits quite well. Yes, and it's a bit like jeans as well. With jeans, finding maternity jeans, I know some women found jeans very uncomfortable when they were pregnant. I found some women love jeans when they're pregnant. I personally, it depends. Some days I'm uncomfortable in them, some days I'm okay. It's a whole new ball game shopping for jeans and leggings, whether to go over the bump, under the bump, there's different waistbands. Yes, and if you want to watch my little rundown on how I found that experience shopping for jeans, I will leave you the link in the box below, in that description box, because I did a video on how that experience was and how I found the different waistbands. But yes, it's definitely a new challenge. Before I invested in maternity jeans, there was a little nifty trick you can do to your existing jeans to make them work for your expanding bump. That's also in my maternity jeans haul video, so if you want to watch that video of some little tips and tricks, it's all in there. But I'm trying to avoid buying too many specific maternity clothed items. Does that make sense? I feel like I've managed so well so far. Like, obviously I've bought a few stretch dresses, and I've bought some leggings, and I've bought some jeans, and ASOS do great maternity tops, because you will find that you need longer tops, and they have some great multi-packs there, just basic tops to accommodate the bump. I'm thinking a lot of layering, so long cardigans that can go either over your bodycon dresses, they can go with your leggings, over your basic tops, they'll go with jeans. Like, just keep the wardrobe basic. And things like buying long cardigans, I know that I'll wear those, you know, post-pregnancy. So yes, I'm just trying not to buy too many things and spend too much money on things that are really just for a very short amount of time. You can really sort of, it's surprising actually how you can adapt your existing wardrobe to make it work. Really does surprise you. And yeah, just by buying a few pieces here and there just to, you know, help with the bump, the growing bump, yeah, I would be very selective when it comes to that. And, you know, just buy as you grow and as you need, rather than, you know, trying to foresee what you might want. I would just buy it as you go along, basically, what you need. But bras, you're definitely going to need to change those, probably even in the first trimester. It just depends. I know women who, like myself, my boobs grew a cup size straight away very early on in the first trimester. I've heard other women, it might be the second trimester. But again, when it comes to finding bras, you don't really need to buy a maternity bra just yet, because you're not breastfeeding, and by the time you do breastfeed, your boobs are probably going to grow again. But you are not supposed to wear underwire when you're pregnant. It's something to do with restricting the blood vessels to the boobs, something like that. And they can also become a bit uncomfortable and dig in. So I would suggest just a non-wired bra, not something that is too tight and restrictive. Like even sports bras can be quite, like, you know, they compress the chest. You want something that is going to allow you to grow if you do. The bras that I have bought are just these really simple, very lightly padded triangle cup, wire-free, like a t-shirt bra basically. And it's almost seam-free as well. I just bought a couple of these. These are from a brand called Loveable, which is an Australian brand, but they are super comfortable. They're not overly expensive, they're quite affordable, and I've found these very comfortable so far. And like, again, I've just bought a couple because I don't know if my boobs are going to grow again. And like I said, coming towards the end, into my third trimester, I probably want to buy a maternity bra if I'm breastfeeding. So again, it's one of those things that you just need to adapt your wardrobe as it goes along. And yeah, honestly, I got no help when I was trying to go shopping for a maternity bra, or a non-wired bra, something to help with the larger cup size. It's a bit of a mind game, and you need to get some help and advice, and it can be a bit of a struggle. But that's my tip to you. Just buy a non-wired bra, even if it's crop top, not too tight, something that's going to allow you to grow a little bit if you do, and save the maternity bras for when your milk actually comes in. But yeah, something comfortable, something comfortable. Another thing that is going to make life a little bit more comfortable is a pillow for the bump. Now again, there are so many options on the market. There are little ones to full body pillows that take over the whole bed. I know my sister had one of those, and she said they take over the whole bed. There's no room for the husband. Every time you want to move, like if you want to sleep on the other side, you've got to move the whole pillow, and it can be really awkward in the night. And so yes, there are a lot of different options for maternity pillows, and again, different price points. And really, it just comes down to what's going to work for you and how well you're sleeping. Generally, I've been sleeping all through the night, and I just find that I have to really lean far over onto my side to sort of rest my bump on the bed. So I actually borrowed a little wedge pillow off my sister. It just looks like this. The cover for it is in the wash, by the way, so that's why it just looks like the insert at the moment. But it's just a little wedge pillow. I think these are about $20 or something like that, and she gave me a couple of different ones. Another one is like an oval shaped one, but I didn't find it as comfortable. But really, this is just handy just to sort of like prop under. It's awkward to try and show you, but you can prop it under and just rest your bump on, and it's just, I just found myself kind of spooning it in the night. But it's, yes, I've just been finding that this has been working so far. Again, it's only cheap, takes up minimal space as well, and it's working for me at the moment. But as I grow bigger, should I need to get something else, then I will get something else. I do believe there is one called the Belly Beans. I think it's called the Belly Beans pillow, which is like a double-sided one, so that as you turn from side to side, it's already, the support is already there on both sides. I was looking at that, but I've just held off buying that yet because this little wedge that I've been given as a hand-me-down is working okay. But like I said, as I get bigger, if I find I need another pillow, that will probably be the one that I will buy, because I've seen good reviews for that one. But yeah, just something to bear in mind to make sleeping a bit more comfortable is a pillow. Yeah. And lastly, hopefully I've not done too much rambling on in this video and it's not too long, but there was just so much that I really wanted to sort of say and share with everybody. But generally, overall, I have been feeling pretty good. And I can't complain, apart from all those, you know, little things that do pop up. You've got to expect something, right? But generally, I have been pretty good. I've been very relaxed, maybe a bit too relaxed. My husband keeps saying to me, I'm waiting for you to have a meltdown. And I think it's gonna come. I really do think it's gonna come. My sister keeps telling me I'm probably still in denial that this is happening, and maybe I am. Maybe I am. The fact that I kind of know that this is happening, but there's no sort of sense of urgency to hurry up, Nicole, you need to do some shopping and get the room ready. The baby's coming in 3 months. It hasn't really hit me yet. And I think I'm gonna get like really big and really close to the end, and then I'm probably gonna have my panic attack. But at the moment, yeah, I haven't really done that much at all. I haven't. I've been given a few things, and I'll show you those because I got some really cute things off my sister and my mum that I will show you that I was given. She's very clever, my sister, very witty. Something she gave me for Mother's Day, a little like basket of postpartum essentials, and a few other little bits and bobs that I was given over Easter, etc. But other than that, oh no, I did buy some little rattles and blankets and wraps, just a few, because there was a good sale on in Sheridan. And you know, I'm thinking I'm going to get a lot of hand-me-downs off my sister because she's got 2 kids under almost 4. So that's gonna be very handy to get a lot of hand-me-downs. So I figure that I can have a mixture of hand-me-downs, cheaper things, and some things that are a little bit more expensive. I'm just gonna like mix it up a little bit because I know that babies grow so fast. So, you know, it's best not to go too crazy on, you know, certain things. But my sister has been very helpful. She has supplied me with a list of essentials that I need for the baby. A very detailed list, which I'll probably share with you at some point. But she's a very good spreadsheet maker, and she lists everything. Not a spreadsheet maker, she's very good at making lists, very thorough and detailed at lists. So she has put a list together for me that pretty much says everything I definitely need, things that I could get later, things that I might need and I might not, just depends. And you know, what to pack in my bag for the hospital. So I kind of opened that up, looked at it and thought, whoa, close. So yeah, I'm gonna come back to that. But I kind of feel like we really need to get on with the painting. Once we get the painting done, we can start buying some furniture for the nursery, and then I can probably, that's when it'll probably kick in that, okay, I can start to fill this room and the drawers and get all the essentials that I need. I think that's when I'm probably gonna, you know, get my act together, basically. So these are my cards. Always get handmade cards from my little niece and nephew. So cute, love them. And they always say, will you play with me, please? Always say that. Love those, always keep them. And then this is my postpartum survival pack that she very kindly put together for me in this amazing huge basket. So in here we have some Tic Tacs, some breast, what are these called again? Breast pads, tea bags, a bottle of champagne, some snacks, some maternity pads, a book, Save Our Sleep, some baby wipes, some chocolate, some hand disinfectant or hand sanitizer, some undies, I'll explain those in a minute, and a little onesie down the back there. But in here she put the list of contents. She's very, very smart, very witty. Maternity pads, like period pads but bigger. Oh, you'll need these, several packs in fact. Okay, let's go down. Breast pads, to go with your fashionable new maternity bras, because boob leakage is the new norm. You'll never feel so sexy. Tic Tacs, your new toothbrush. Tea bags, you'll go through a lot of these, a heck of a lot. You won't drink many, but you'll make lots with the big idea of sitting down and drinking it, and either baby brain or the actual baby will put a stop to it being drunk. Chocolate, because motherhood gives you a guilt-free reason to eat chocolate at any time of the day or night. Dark chocolate rice cakes, because again, why the heck not? Baby wipes. These are the biggie. Clean your baby's bum, your baby, your house, your car, even you. You'll never believe the amount of new purposes a baby wipe can be used for. Alcohol gel. Because, well, poo, it gets everywhere and the sink is just way too far away. Save Our Sleep book. This is your Bible, but don't take that as gospel. Confused? This will make sense very soon. Baby sleep suit, just in case you forget what year your adorable little monster was born and you have it stamped in black and white as a little reminder. Champagne, because, well, you carried a baby for 9 months and whether it comes out the sunroof or where the sun don't shine, it deserves a heck of a lot of champagne. So she wrote all that herself, she backed it all, printed it all and stuck it all together, so she's very clever. But yes, I'll show you the onesie. It's so cute. She got this from Next. Oh gosh, making a bit of a mess. Sorry to dismantle the pretty box, but here, just very cute little onesie with Born in 2019. Just as a really simple white onesie. It's so cute. And then she did miss these off the list. I know she bought these from Best and Less. And basically, these are just a pair of undies. Seem, well, very nice microfiber undies, and she just said to me that these were her go-to underwear pants when she was, well, post-pregnancy basically. She goes, they're really good to fit the maternity pads in. So I'm probably going to go back and get some more of those because they're actually really nice. They feel lovely. At the moment, all I can really maybe say is the reason I've been feeling overly well is because maybe I'm just lucky, or maybe because I'm not one of those people that stresses about anything. I haven't been stressing about, you know, oh, haven't felt a movement today, should I have, or should I have eaten that, should I not, was it hot enough, was it cold enough, was it, I don't know. I've been very laid back about it all. So maybe that's been a, you know, contributing fact to the fact that I have been overly well. And I think that's really the way to be, you know, don't stress too much, just don't stress too much, because stress can have different reactions on everyone's body, you know. So that's all I can put it down to. But yeah, I apologize if it's too long. I hope I've covered some fun and interesting facts that you didn't maybe know about, and I would love to see you back here for more videos, because obviously I'm probably going to do a few more whilst you know, I'm pregnant. There's quite a few things to I don't know, update people about, whether it's dressing or how I feel or how the bump has progressed. I will definitely do a few more little videos whilst I'm pregnant and post-pregnancy. So if you would like to come back and get some more tips or advice, or, you know, what to expect when you're expecting, then please do hit that little subscribe button down below, and I would love to see you back here for more videos. But thank you so much for watching. If you do have any tips, as much as I did complain about people oversharing their advice, I would love to hear if you do have any great advice for me. Please do let me know in the comment box below, and I hope to see you again. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.